If you're feeling overwhelmed with the state of your kids' toy room, then this is the video for you, because today I'm sharing the journey of doing a toy rotation, a tidy up, changing the layout to just make it more functional. If this sounds interesting, give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe and tap that bell, and let's get into it. If this is our first time meeting, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. My name is Becca and I'm a mom to 4. We moved into this house about 2 months ago and we're still trying to figure out how to best utilize the space. I definitely want to do some renovations to this area to make it more functional and homely. It feels a little bit clinical at the moment, but today I'm just going to be moving some things around because we've got 2 age groups. Our kids are roughly 2 years apart, and because of this we've got 2 kids who are in primary school and then 2 kids who are still toddlers and preschoolers, which means the toys and the areas and the spaces just need to be a little bit more functional for their interests. And right now it's just becoming too messy, so we need to just figure out what our game plan is. We need to declutter because the more toys they have, the more overwhelmed they get and then they don't play. The other thing is that since moving to this house, we haven't given our kids any screen time whatsoever. No tablets, no iPhone, no television. It is purely play-based. We've invested in a lot of outdoor toys. Trust me, that took a couple of takes. But now I just need this area to be a little bit more tidy. I'm going off the kids' interests, their developmental needs, and just making sure that they're feeling like they've got things to do in here, because right now they're not. Which means the first thing that I'm gonna do is to do a declutter. I have bought some toys out of the garage, like currently sitting on my dining room table, that I want to bring into toy rotation. But because I'm bringing toys in, I need to get some toys out. So let's go. Most Aussie kids, our kids also like Bluey, and we've had that Bluey set in our rotation for about a year now. And the best thing for kids to have is some fresh toys. While I was in the garage pulling from my toy library, I found a Little People's Farmyard set, and that's what I'm going to bring in for that role play area. And then I'll put Bluey back into the garage for a bit of time. I'll probably bring it out around about Christmas time, I'm thinking, in about 6 months time. But I have plans for this corner, so stay tuned. I'm feeling really overwhelmed, so what I'm going to do is have the 3 washing baskets. I'm going to do kitchen toys because the cafe toys seem to be everywhere. I'm going to do toys that I want to keep and toys that I want to put away. That should hopefully help me get into a better headspace. Are your kids the same as mine in regards to the fact that they find Tupperware containers, and they think this is a better toy than their entire playroom? This is going back into the kitchen. Containers. My toy, my favorite toy from my childhood. It helped me to learn to read music because there's actually proper music notation, but instead of reading the music clef, you just copy the colors. This is a really great introduction into music. I think I'll keep this out, but it may need a rest because it is getting noisy. boys' half of the room is completely tidied and sorted. I've got a whole washing tub full of kitchen stuff. The middle one, which is the fullest, is the one that is going back into the toy rotation in the garage. And the little basket there is the ones that I am keeping. There is a box of bricks, but I've lost the container that they need to go into. So I'm trying to figure out a plan B. Now that I'm seeing the space and trying to think, okay, the boys like kitchen, they need a table, but the girls would like a table and Lego and stuff like that. I am bringing back in the really old, disgusting table that is outside, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a makeover. It's not doing anything other than just covering it up and making it look nice. It has a lot of water damage from being outside and having water play done with it, but I'm going to just put makeup on a pig. But hopefully this space is going to turn out well. The girls section definitely needs sorting because they're the ones that are struggling the most to enjoy play in here. I'd say we're a third of the way there. Let's do a quick makeover. As you can see, it's definitely seen better days. The markings on here is from where I put laminate over the top. I don't have any of that left, otherwise I would definitely do that. I'm gonna do a really rough makeover with just items that I have around the house, and I'm gonna MacGyver it. But first things first, I do need to just do a sanitary bacteria wipe. Gross. Now, the idea for this table is not the fact that it is a drawing table, it's more of a construction table. I've got some glue, some scrapbooking paper because it's big enough that I can do 4 pieces to cover the table, scissors, ruler, and some clear contact just to make it a little bit more weatherproof. Nice when a plan comes together. Let's glue it down. Side, I have learnt that being right-handed, I need to scoop this way. So I've also reflected on the fact that I had too much overhang. So I've got less overhang and hopefully this will work better. That's a pretty decent makeover from a table that looked so disgusting and dirty. You can hardly even actually feel the lumps and bumps in the plywood. I would definitely say if I was to do it again, I would probably cut the second laminate because the bubbling is happening in the middle where the 2 laminates overlap. But other than that, I think this looks like a great cafe table. I have given myself 1 hour left to complete this playroom, and I feel like this next part is probably the trickiest. Now that I've sorted the toys and what I'm going to keep, what I'm putting back into rotation, I've got my table organized, it's now creating play spaces. Like I said at the start, because of the 2 different age groups, we are having to cater for all of them, and Phineas is doing a little bit of a crossover now that he's nearly 4. He's really wanting to play with the older sorts of toys, including Lego. With the mirror, we did not introduce Lego at all until a very later stage, but Phineas is really responsible and he loves creating things. The biggest issue that we're currently having is the fact that our Lego table is behind us and it goes into the rest of the house. So I'm going to put it into the corner over there. I need a place not only to put the Lego itself, but for storage and display, because the kids make things and then they don't know what to do with it afterwards. So that's the biggest problem. Then I need to get the kitchen area going because that's Eddie's favorite place to go. And then I need to figure out the girls. It's a lot of multitasking. Hopefully it's not gonna take too long and I can get it right the first time with maybe a couple of adjustments. Let's get into the fun part of laying out the furniture. We're officially on the home stretch and I'm so relieved because all I need to do is put away the toys that are currently sitting on top into their tubs. It has taken me an hour extra than I thought it would, but it is feeling really good. Each little section has its things. I feel like it will be an easy pack up. There's nothing that's like overcomplicated, but I do have a lot of toys that I am going to need to put into the garage and find space for. But another thing that I might need to do is actually just go through and cull, especially all of the baby toys, because Edmund is officially 2. He no longer needs the little baby toys anymore. But Phineas's favorite thing to do right now is train tracks. So I've gotten our train tracks out of the garage. Before we get to sorting, I'm going to put all the trains into the tubs. That way I can kind of see how many tubs I will need for this, because I don't want to run out of tubs when this is like the main star of the show. So I'm thinking I'm definitely going to use a big one for the tracks itself, and then maybe a smaller one on top that I'm going to fill with the trains. Another toy that I found a lot of that all the kids love playing are these bee toy beauty pops. They're really fun. They make necklaces, bracelets, all that sort of jazz. I've got 3 containers. I'm gonna put all of them into a shallow tray. That way it's just easy pack up. Later, and it is officially tidied, ready to go for the kidlets when they come home this afternoon. I still have about 30 more minutes that I am going to need in regards to packing away everything that you can see behind me, putting it in the garage, and also going through it because I want to donate all the baby stuff that we're not going to need anymore. But thank you so much for joining me today. I hope it has inspired you to minimize your toy room, to tidy it up, to have play spaces, and to just minimize it, because a cluttered toy room isn't a toy room that they're going to want to play in. If you have liked today's video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and tap that bell. Here on the end screen, I have 2 more videos just for you, because this parenting gig doesn't come with a rule book. We only have each other, and I'll see you over there.